My name is Randall Lawrence, the host of That Moment podcast show, and I'm here with Michael Chin, independent filmmaker. Brother, tell us what you got going on.
So, like you said, I'm an urban faith-based filmmaker. So I make faith-based films that are not cheesy, churchy films, but real, raw films that not only the church world will love and relate to, but also, just the secular world and everyone, will receive the universal message of love at the end of that tunnel.
So through a church base, is that what you're saying?
Faith-based. So I be very particular to say faith-based, because when you say, okay, church, you think of a churchy type of message, and that's not what I'm here to do. I'm definitely here to, deliver the Bible, right? But deliver it in a way that's definitely appealing for those that are watching to understand it.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump back a little bit.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit more of who you are as a person.
Me, wow. So I am, because I was born and raised in a church. You know, just really day by day for real. That's what I would consider myself as a person. I just live day by day. I go with the flow of what the Lord tells me to do, and I just do it. So me as a person, I'm married.
Oh, that's cool. Michael, how old are you, Michael?
23.
Jesus. All right. You're
Mm.
23 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and you've already accomplished how many films or how many short films?
So I have a feature film on Tubi called
Mhm.
The Wages of Sin. I have a virtual stage play out on YouTube. I've done a short film, but I also have a Christian superhero movie coming out soon.
Okay.
So and that trailer is available on YouTube as well. It's called The Keys of the Kingdom. So, for those looking to find it, Michael Kleos, Kleos, Chin, on YouTube, and then type The Keys of the Kingdom, type The Wages of Sin on Tubi, and you'll see my stuff.
Okay, tell us more about the first film, the
The
first film that you've ever done.
Okay, so the first feature film that I ever done is called The Wages of Sin.
Mhm.
And so a respected pastor betrays his family, congregation, and community when temptation leads him to commit an unthinkable sin that lands him in prison. And so that's free to stream on Tubi right now, The Wages of Sin. So that's what that film is about. And yeah.
So I'm looking at you like, at the age of 23, you've already, and this is what I truly love, and this is what I also want to see Levi and Alex do too. You've already known what it was, excuse me, what you wanted to do for the rest of your life. At what age?
Whew, wow, I would say at the age of 5. So I've always acting. That was my first thing. That was acting.
Mm-hmm.
I went to performing arts, elementary and middle school, Thomas Pullen. Then I went to performing arts high school, Suitland, and there is what I was studying acting, studying theater, and so then I would watch movies and TV shows, and I say, wow, that's cool. I wish they would have done this. Or I wish they would have done that.
Right.
And so that's when the light bulb sparked, and I said, okay, well, I can just write and produce my own stuff, and then I can act in it too if I want to.
Right.
So yeah.
So with that being said, tell me how much of a struggle it was for you with your first independent film, or what kind of struggles did you go through? Tell me your process of what it is that you did and how you accomplished your first film.
Yeah, so
And don't leave out anything.
don't leave out anything.
No,
So
the good and the bad. Don't
Right.
leave out anything.
Right. No, I would say first it came as like a download, right? The Wages of Sin, the title. Okay, cool. Then that's when I started saying, okay, well, another download came, and I said, oh, okay, this is how the ending could go. Okay, cool. So then I just started. Then after that, I just seen the whole movie, so I just wrote it, and then that's when I started pulling together, people that I have networked with, friends that I know that do the filmmaking. Shout out to Debbie Arnold. I hit her up like, yo, could you help me direct and coach these actors? You know what I'm saying?
Debbie
And so,
Arnold is amazing. She just had a birthday. I love that.
Yep, yeah, she's awesome. And so then I put auditions up on like Backstage and Facebook, just hey, this is the role I'm looking for. People responded, they would email me, send me their monologues. But then we also did like a Zoom audition. So we had like 30 people show up, and me and Debbie, we said, okay, cool, you know, they did their mind, okay, you know what I'm saying? And so we just picked the best for the cast, and so then I had hit up a filmmaker friend of mine who I know has cameras and stuff, and I said, hey, you know, this is the film I want to do, and he was like, okay, well, for you, I'll charge you, I forgot how much he said, but it's funny because, you know, I was working a concierge job, and I was like, okay, well, you know, I'll just keep saving on my checks.
Right.
But then I'm like, dang, for some reason I just don't have it. And next, you know, stimulus checks came in.
Right.
All them stimulus checks, and that's what I used. I used all those stimulus checks to do my first film.
That's good.
Yeah, and hit up, you know, just hit up people that I knew, like Andre Harris, who has a studio, and hit her up, and we, you know, I was able to pay to use her studio. Yeah, you know, edited it. He not only shot but edited it up and everything, and so yeah.
How long was that film?
An hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's a feature.
Yeah.
What kind of struggles did you have to go through with this being your first time being a actor/director?
Man, well, honestly, because I had learned from doing a short film that I have on YouTube called The Root of All Evil, is a short film. That was like my first really, like, okay, putting together like a team and things like that.
Right.
So I just used what I learned from there on this, and it really ran smooth.
That's good.
Believe it or not, it really ran smooth because I just gave everything to the Lord, and I said, hey, this is
that'll do it.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to film it, your first film?
4 days. Yeah.
Wait, you shot, so you shot for, so what times did you use?
Like 12-hour days.
Okay.
Yeah. 12 hours each
And you
day.
shot it in 4 days?
4 days, yeah.
How many pages was it?
75. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's extremely good.
All praises to the Most High.
That's good. You know, it takes me a while. It takes me a while.
Yeah.
So that's good though.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, tell us about your second film.
The Keys of the Kingdom. So it's a Christian superhero movie. So we use like Unreal Engine, dope graphics, special effects. All that was done in house by me and another guy that I work with.
Wow.
And so we just, you know, we shot everything on the green screen. And that'll be coming out next year, and it'll be coming out on Tubi as well.
So you have everything on Tubi?
Yeah, because, you know, Tubi is, especially for filmmakers, is a great way because they have over 50 million monthly users.
Right.
You know, and so those users are watching movies for free, but they watch the ads, and so that's the way the filmmaker gets paid.
How would you recommend somebody to utilize Tubi? What would be the steps?
Find a distribution company,
right?
Because they need to have you, like, unless you have direct access to it, like how the distribution companies do. You know, they're like the middleman. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you do your film and then you deliver it to the distribution company, and they're able to get it up on Tubi, Peacock, or, you know, whatever they have access to. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, definitely. You know, and that's for, you know, even singers and stuff. When you make a song, you know, distribution, that's the key. You
mentioned casting agencies like Backstage, and you utilize Facebook. How did that work out for you?
Well, because, you know, actors are constantly looking for things in their area. So when you say, hey, this is something we're shooting in we're in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Oh, hey, this is something we're shooting here. People say, okay, cool. You know, and they just submit. And so, you know, they constantly submitting to a bunch of different things. So it's just like, yeah.
So what were some of the downfalls that you had while you were actually filming that you've actually learned from or learned not to do again? So here's why I asked you this, because no film production ever runs smoothly the way you like it.
Right.
But every single time when something goes on while you're filming, it's a learning experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we take those learning experience and move it on to the next to know what not to do again.
Right.
Whether it be making sure your settings on your cameras before you start, whether it's prepping before you start that night. When you get so that you won't come into things happening while you're on location. So, and I say that to say you've had to have something that happened to you while you were on location that you've actually learned from, whether it was doing casting or whether it was with an actor or actress.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Mike, sit up for me.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
There you go, brother.
Posture's important.
Posture's everything.
Yes. No, it's just so comfortable. I mean, you just got the whole place, got the.
Thank you, but you know you're a young entrepreneur, so you got to set the example, brother.
Definitely, absolutely, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So, okay, so while we were filming, right, we ran out of storage, and so I had to go leave the set. Best Buy, drive to Best Buy.
Oh yeah, that was why you were filming.
While we were filming, so I had to trust. I had to trust that the vision was still going to be executed properly, which it was.
Right.
And I had to go. I went got me an SSD. So the thing I learned from that was to have SSDs, SD cards. You know what I'm saying? Just have all that on deck.
Extra everything.
Have your laptop so you can just plop footage on it, you know what I'm saying? And you clear and keep it going. Definitely, that was big.
That was your learning experience.
Yeah.
I think in the very, very beginning, that probably I think I remember one time like having to transition and some like transfer information. That's when I was using DSLRs.
Okay.
So I had to, and I didn't understand the dynamics of having extra storage on an SD card.
Oh.
Like I thought like 64
right.
gigs was a lot on it. But at that time I was just really starting off. And then I think I had like maybe one of those and probably about 230. I found myself switching the card. I was like, okay, I can't. It was like all of this stuff was a learning experience for me. Right. It was, making sure that stuff is prepped the day before.
Right.
Making sure casting has put out the correct time, and all of that stuff was a learning experience for him.
Yeah.
As a young filmmaker, what would you tell another young filmmaker not to do on location?
Not have food.
Ooh.
Definitely. That's one thing for sure.
That seems like a minor thing, but it's so important. Did you do that?
Did that one time, but thankfully to like some cast members will say, okay, hey, well, I'll buy some pizza. I was like, whoo, okay, cool.
Yeah, but
I just didn't think about it.
You don't ever want your cast.
I ain't did that again. Right,
yeah,
exactly.
That and I know it sounds not important, but it's so important.
Yeah.
When you have people on location for 8 hours and 12 hours, the one thing you better make sure, especially if they're sad, you got to make sure that they're well fed.
Yeah.
You have to, because all kinds of energy will start coming on location that you would not expect.
Exactly.
That you would not expect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you said 3 films. Tell me about that third one.
So the third one is a virtual stage play. It's available on YouTube. It's called The Root of All.
You said virtual stage play.
Yeah.
How do you do something like that?
So I combine. So I was getting ready to take The Root of All Evil as a stage play in March of 2020, and like we had a sold out show, and then COVID hit, and so I was like, crap. So I still need to wait.
You started out early. That's good. I mean, by the time I was 23, I had no idea what I wanted to do.
A lot of people say that.
I had no idea, and you may hear me say that. I look up to Levi and I look up to Alex. They already know what it is that they want to do for at a young age.
Yeah.
At a young age, and I try so hard to put them in a position to understand how to move forward or whatever it is that I can do to help.
Right.
But at the age of 23, I was not thinking about
wow.
It didn't hit me till like my mid-30s.
Oh, wow. To do. Yeah.
But I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you good. No, so basically, because I was getting ready to do that and COVID hit, I was like, man, I still need a way to get this to them. I was like, you know what? I'll just combine the theatrics of theater and the cinematic side of film so that I can capture it. And so did a virtual stage play, which was like, using animation and animation backgrounds and stuff. Because, if you go to a theater, you probably have a painted set, or, whatever the case may be, backdrops or whatever. So just giving that vibe of that, the theatrics of the environment, but also the realness of the actors and the cinematic of it. And because it was during COVID, we did one actor at a time. We went to their house or whatever the case may be, and did set up the green screen and did them. So they would have to act. So I would tell them, look this way or turn over the shoulder, but have your eye view be this way. That way, when I got to editing, I just plopped the characters in there, and yeah, it worked. Yeah.
So, as a young director, your first film, how did it make you feel, and what kind of things that you ran into that you weren't expecting, other than just the food?
Yeah, that. Let's see, what else I've run into that I wasn't expecting. Let's see. What else did I run into? Because it was like.
Did you have a cast that could actually? Did you have a budget for it?
I didn't. I was just like.
So did you have a cast that was actually more eager for the project to do what it's supposed to do than you? Because sometimes that can be worth everything. Now, if you have a cast, you have cast members that loves the craft just as you do and want to see your project move forward, they will put in the emphasis to making sure it happens to the utmost.
And it's funny you say that because the cast did. They were really like they would rehearse on their own.
They're supposed to.
I would have like, okay, weekly, but then they would say, okay, well, we'll go ahead and we'll come together and we'll just rehearse on these days and stuff too. And like I said, one cast members would say, okay, well, I'll just buy pizza for everyone. You know what I'm saying? So just different things like that. Yeah, definitely. And absolutely. Yeah, shout out to them for that. That was awesome. Yeah, because first time it's just like, okay, I'm winging everything. It's really feel like the way that everything is on your shoulder because it's just like this is the vision that God has given you, and it's like, okay, well, let me see this thing executed. So I'm trying to dot my I's, cross my T's, but it's just like stuff I'm missing and things like that, and it's just like, okay, well, man, like. Thank God that they really saw the vision as well to keep it going. And, like I said, I left and they were still going, executed it. So
Did you do premieres?
No, not yet.
You ain't do a premiere yet?
Nah.
Okay.
What I'm thinking I'm going to do is combine a premiere for The Wages and The Keys of the Kingdom.
You should.
And just have all the cast from both and do like a whole big thing. Yeah.
Who's your favorite director?
Just like in the industry?
Period.
Wow. I would have to say my favorite director is me.
Go ahead, Snoop Dogg.
No,
That's good. So who had the most influence on you?
Tyler Perry.
Oh, that's
Tyler Perry.
What is it about Tyler Perry that you?
Just the drive to just go ahead and do it yourself, and like you could tell because of the way his story is. Like you could tell definitely he writes it himself.
Right.
You could tell that that he doesn't really care, to try to fit into it. He just writes whatever and he puts it together and he gets it done and it gets distributed worldwide. Somehow he gets it done. Somehow he was able to get it done, and now look at him, got his own studio and he could basically, he owns his own network, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna do this whenever I want to do it. Owns his own islands and stuff. It's like
he just did something with Amazon too.
See,
it was a huge 4-deal thing.
Wow. See,
who's your favorite actor?
Favorite actor, I would say Adam Sandler.
Oh, Adam.
I really like Adam Sandler. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself at in 5 more years?
Whew. 5 more years, man. Uh, definitely movie studio. Definitely direct access to a bunch of different networks. You know, to be able to just say, hey, okay, make this film when I want to make these films or these TV shows. Just boom, pop, pop, pop. There you go. Yeah.
So with this show, you can ask me questions too. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, 'cause I'll definitely have questions about it. Okay, yeah.
It's not just about me asking
Yeah,
you the questions.
yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, were you?
Go ahead.
Okay, no, my question for you is, I wanted to hear more about your journey. I didn't know I was gonna save this. I don't know if this is off camera.
Oh,
or,
that's cool. It's all
yeah,
right.
because I mean, you showed me this beautiful house. I mean, you definitely have quality production.
Thank you.
Production bands and cameras and just I mean, like, how did you get to this point?
So with me, I actually knew that I wanted to do something pertaining to films, but I just didn't know what.
Mm-hmm.
At that 30-ish age, I had a retail clothing store in D.C., Washington, D.C. I think I did that for like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend of mine call me one day and was like, I'm going to audition for the show.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, you want to go with me? And I'm like, I can't just leave the store. But he went on, got a role in the movie, and took his career further.
Nice.
I think 2 years after he did it, I came into it. I started doing background work.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did background work one day. I think it was for almost like 12 hours, and I only got paid like $40 for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't about the money.
Right.
But when I got on location, that's when I knew I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Praise God.
I started working with one show led to another, started doing a lot of background work, but then got cast for some other kind of movies, and one specific show actually helped me to understand where I needed to be. That show was House of Cards.
Nice.
I did so many things on that show.
Mm-hmm.
But it helped me to understand where I needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me more information. It was almost like I was going to work, but I was also going to school too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
everything
exactly.
that I needed. That's why I tell people, I don't care what role you're playing. I don't care if it's you as an extra or you as the audio guy. You have free information at your disposal right there.
Exactly.
All you have to do is have an understanding of which information to take to utilize you to move further.
That's true.
So yeah, after spending 4 years with the House of Cards or whatever, I took what information that I already knew and started writing my first independent film.
Nice.
It was actually a film called Second Chance, and that was like 8 years ago. But throughout that, that independent film was the first black independent film to sell out at the Angelica Theater in Virginia.
Praise God.
We went on and did a couple of more films, and I got behind the camera. I was 15 to 14 years I was in front of the camera. For the last 5-6 years I've been behind the camera.
Okay.
So yeah, that's basically where I am right now, and got a couple of more projects in the works, and that's basically where I am right now.
Wow. No, that's incredible. That's
and
incredible.
Every single day it's almost like a learning experience. Got this piece, this property.
Yeah.
The one thing I wanted to make sure was I had some kind of studio area in the basement.
Yeah.
And that's what we did here.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to make sure that I have access to make sure I help other independent filmmakers such as ourselves, for us to have a platform to speak on.
Right.
Because sometimes it's hard to get on that platform.
Exactly.
So I wanted to make sure I could provide some kind of platform for us to move further and help us move the way we want to move.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. No, that's incredible.
So here's That Moment podcast show with guests like you.
Wow. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's how my journey started.
Right. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I don't know, brother.
Okay.
I haven't the faintest idea.
Okay.
I know for me, I got a few things that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
3 shorts that I'm working on.
Okay.
I just signed off on another deal with like a go-go special.
Nice.
I think that's it. But yeah, for right now, those are the only 4 pieces that I'm working on right now.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I wanted my ordeal goal right now is I want to write a simple featured film.
Okay.
Not pertaining to any, how should I put it? I want to write something that we go through every single day.
Right.
Simply about life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On a daily basis of
Right.
what we go through.
Yeah.
Just about life.
Yeah.
But I haven't put my hand on it yet, what it is yet.
And what?
Yeah.
Okay, so why not?
Because I'm allowing myself to do all this other stuff. And sometimes it's just, for me, sometimes it's just hard for me to just sit and write.
Mm-hmm.
I have to truly know, I have to have that feeling inside of me of, that's it right there.
Okay.
That's what I have to have. I can't just start anything and just, because it'll just stay right there.
Gotcha.
I have to have
that moment.
that moment piece
Right.
where I have an understanding about it from the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Got you.
Yeah. That's
Got
what it
you.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like seeing it first.
And even if it's with somebody else, if I feel like somebody else has a good piece
Mm-hmm.
and they have the storyline and I have the skills to put it together, then I collaborate with that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's what for me, that's what it's all about for me, like right now, making sure that I have a good body of work to move forward.
God, I mean, and matter of fact, that's why that's why I kind of hit you up, And I don't know if you want to speak off camera and stuff about it, but
Yeah, we can speak about that other one.
Off camera, cool.
Yeah.
Nah, for sure.
But
that's
that's
awesome.
where I am with certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I mean, the Lord is. I see why the Lord is blessing you. You know what I'm saying? Down to earth, and you definitely have that heart to really, further humanity. You know what I'm saying? Bring humanity closer to love, and God is love. So, got the same goal.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So, you said we spoke about the third film. Which one do you like more? Do you like behind the camera or do you like in front of the camera?
I love it like writing, directing, producing, and then acting. Because I started off acting, and so the reason I got into writing and producing is because I'm like, okay, I'll just make my own stuff to acting. But then, right, unless you have a proper team or, it gets hard to be on the camera. And
what's your definition of a proper team?
Like, as far as that have the vision, right, that you have, so y'all moving cohesively in one unity, and then just positivity, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, you can step away and you can trust that, okay, it's still going to be executed the way you envisioned it. You know what I'm saying? So that, in my idea, is a proper team, whether it's 2 people, 20 people, 200 people, you know what I'm saying? As long as we all move in one cohesive unit, and the vision gets executed the way that you see it. And so, honestly, I love acting and stuff like that. But I definitely love being able to just write and then kind of sit back,
right,
and have the actors go ahead and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I star in my Christian superhero film, The Keys of the Kingdom. I star in that.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of tricky to go ahead and keeping up with time and
right,
and being able to it was kind of, but I love it all. I can't pick.
So I've learned to put people in their places where they're strong at.
Exactly.
And that makes up for the goal that we're trying to get to towards the end.
Exactly.
If you edit, stay in your lane as an editor. If you're good behind the cameras, stay in your lane behind the cameras. If you're good with audio, stay in your lane. It's also healthy to know all of these roles, but to make something go a little bit smoother, find out what it is that you can contribute to the team to move a little bit faster.
Exactly.
And better.
Exactly. That's true.
I am one that truly takes my craft serious. Yeah,
I see.
Yeah, I'm a to a certain extent, because for me, it wasn't me jumping into independent. I jumped into the production side of it from a different type of level. So I've seen different levels of production crews, how they move. So with that information that I actually took from them, I want to bring it to myself and to move in that same direction. So it wasn't me. So yeah, I still learn as I go, but I know I have a basic goal line that I look up to. Yeah. And basic standards that I want to, how I want to move. So
exactly.
I don't want to ever practice bad habits. Right. Especially if I know that it's wrong, especially if I know a certain thing, or shortcuts, how we say we'll take care of it in editing, or we'll come back to, I don't like all of that.
Nah.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
I don't like whatever it is that we need to do right now, do it right now. Yeah. Yeah. Because that stuff back, it catches up with you in the long run.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Whatever it is that we practice on a location where we actually learn from, I like to take it to the next location. I don't want to be a part of anything where you practice bad habits and you take those bad habits to somebody else. Exactly. That's not how I get down. That's not what I want to do. And that's not what I want the people to say about me while we're working with each other. Right. You know what I mean? Right. I've been through stuff like that in my earlier stages. Right. Right. And that's not what I want to do, because sometimes that information that you carry with your cast members, they take it somewhere else and they look at you like, where'd you learn that from? Or how? Why were you taught that way? Right. And you don't want to be that person to say, such and such taught me that, or this. I was doing it on the last location. Right. Whose location were you on? I was on
That's true.
Yeah, that's not how
So, how did you get into SAG? Like, how did you get into that whole world of?
So people fail to realize one thing. SAG is a good thing, but SAG is a union. Yeah, SAG represents you, protects you. Right. Nothing else. It doesn't qualify. It doesn't truly mean that you're better than the other. Right. That's not what SAG is about. Right. Because I know some people with SAG that are SAG, but you have some people who are strictly non-union but can keep up with the best of them. Right. Yeah, that can keep up with the best. It's good to have your SAG card when you're really ready, because you don't want to go and blackball yourself and get yourself into a situation where there's somebody that's been SAG for years and they done already slept in their car. They done already sacrificed their family. They done already did all this, and don't let you think that you're going to come up just because you ain't put the work in and think they're going to take that role. Right. Just because you're SAG. That's not how that works. Nah. At all. But again, like I said, SAG is a good thing, but sometimes people fail to realize they think just because they have a SAG card, right? Oh, I can do this or I can do that. That's not. Yeah, don't put yourself in that predicament. Right. It's good to have your SAG card, but make sure you're really ready, because you can have a SAG card as soon as you're eligible to get a SAG card. But when you come up against some of these other people that's been in the industry for 20 and 30 years and all that kind of, they'll chew you up. Right. You don't want to blackball yourself. Right. Make sure you get make sure you get all the knowledge that you can. Make sure you can get all the information that you can on how to become a better director, or how to become a better actor, or how to become better anything.
So you're SAG actor, SAG filmmaker?
I'm SAG overall. So
does that stop you from being able to, work with non-union? Because I've heard stuff like that where
it can. So you have to go back. You have to contact SAG to let them know what you're doing.
Got you.
So I'm not a SAG representative, so don't. Yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
no,
quote
oh,
you
yeah.
wrong on that.
No,
Yeah.
cause you know, I mean, like I said, I'm non-union. I don't, you know what I'm saying. But
Right
does
now,
that stop us from being able to?
no.
Okay.
Right now, for you,
Mm-hmm.
the only thing you should be worried about is how to make yourself better at what it is that you do with your craft.
Right.
Don't worry about the SAG piece.
Yeah, I'm not even interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the
Yeah.
SAG piece, right? Because you can really set yourself up for
failure. Right. That's
failure
true. That's
if you're
true.
not really
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
It's good if you can get SAG actors to come in and they sign us contracts or whatever the case. That's good because some can lead by example. But make sure you're ready first.
Right.
And taking those steps.
Right. Yeah. No, I was asking because I was just, like I said, making sure that doesn't stop us from being able to,
Yeah, brother, we're gonna talk after.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, for sure.
We gonna talk after.
That's why you should let me ask you questions.
Yeah. No. You can ask
No.
me again. You can ask me whatever you want to ask.
Wow. So, I mean, wow. So, how have you been able to, I guess, secure? I mean, definitely, full-time filmmaker. So, how have you been able to just have that security enough to be able to continue, doing what you love? Like, what would you tell filmmakers that might have a 9-to-5 or something on the side, but really want to be full-time in this?
There's nothing wrong with that, but
Right.
there's going to be a time in your life where somebody's going to suffer. Always remember that. As a filmmaker, somebody in your life that you care about is going to suffer. And it's not like you're doing it intentionally. Because you love the craft so much, you're going to have to dedicate yourself to the craft.
Right.
Now, I don't know if it's a loved one. I don't know if it's they're not going to understand it the way you understand it. So somebody is going to have to suffer. You're going to have to sacrifice. There's going to be a time in your life where you're going to have to pick and choose.
And that's so true. And it's like, my prayers is just that I be the one that has to, in the sense of not physically or whatever, but just I guess that mental anguish of having to balance all of that.
Michael, let me tell you something. Somebody is going to have to suffer because they're not going to understand what it is that you're going to have to go through.
Right, it's your mission.
If you find yourself a lucky one to just truly understand it, then that's a good thing. But I'm telling you, brother, somebody is going to have to suffer, whether it be your wife, whether it be your child, whether it be something. There's going to be a time in your life where you're going to have to pick and choose. You're going to have to sacrifice something to get to where you are. And I say that because I'm still sacrificing things. Yeah, I'm still sacrificing things. Until you get that special time in your life where I got a one big check or something that'll hold us over or something that'll do.
Right.
Until then, you're just going to have to see biting and scratching.
And see, and how I view that, because it's like, for instance, right, we used to hear about people having to sleep in their cars and stuff, right?
Yeah,
they're the ones.
And those are
those to take that suffering,
And those are those SAG actors. I'm telling you. Do you honestly think that? I'm glad you said that. Do you honestly think you're going to have a person like that is going to have somebody that's freshly out of SAG or just doesn't have any type of hunger for the game? Oh, I got my SAG, relying on that. Oh, I got my SAG car, so you got it. Do you honestly think that person that's been sleeping in their car, that's sacrificed their family, going to allow you to come up there and do that just as take advantage of what they have?
No,
not at all. They're not at all. So that's why I say, before you even think about getting your SAG card, make sure all your areas are where they need to be as an actor or a director.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
Mike, you were about to ask me something else. What was it?
Let's see. Because, it just flows.
Yeah.
It just flows through.
It's all right. So
okay.
It's all right. So give me, when was it in your life that you realized that you had that moment?
That moment, wow. Honestly, when I realized I had that moment was when, glory to God, the Wages of Sin, my first feature film, has over 800,000 views.
That's cool.
On Tubi, right? And I checked that months ago, so it could be at 1 million right now.
Uh-huh.
So as I was, interviewing and stuff on radios, the interviewers would say, man, thank you for being obedient to God,
Right.
because I have family members or my children, they watch the movie and they're like, they want to give their life to Christ, and just things
Right.
like that. That was that moment for me.
Oh, that's cool,
know,
man.
and seeing how many viewers, it's like, wow, okay, all these viewers got to see the kingdom message.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that moment for me, and it was like, okay, just keep going.
That's cool.
Then I put out the Christian superhero movie trailer, and like the reaction with that is like, oh my God, because it's something that hasn't been seen before.
How did your friends and family respond to when you first started and respond to who you are right now?
They told me get a good government job, go to school, get a good government job. Just do this stuff on the side. You know what I'm saying? But get a good government job, and that's how that. Because I wasn't the one to go to college. I mean, I did one semester.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't the one to take that route of, getting a degree to do it. And so, just really kind of struggling to like really do it, and okay, well, are you making money from it? Are you know what I'm saying? Couldn't answer that time at that time because I wasn't making money from it, so I can't hack it. No, not yet.
Right.
I don't go get a good government job for it. So that's how
where they are. Where are they right now?
Full support. Full support. They love it. Post about it, and definitely just supporting, seeing the fruit, because they're church going people as well.
Yeah.
So they see the fruit. They see how I'm using it to glorify God, and how it's reaching so many people and things like that, and how so they're like, yeah, just keep going. Like, definitely, this is good.
That's cool. Again, brother, listen, it's been great talking to you.
Likewise.
And I need you to keep on moving forward and doing what it is that you love to do as an independent filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, my name is Randall Lawrence, host of That Moment Podcast Show. Michael, close us out with the information. How can we stay in contact with you, brother?
Okay, yeah. So my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all my social media is at I am Cleos. IAMKLEOS. I am Cleos. IAMKLEOS. YouTube, Michael Cleos Chin, KLEOS. Facebook, same, Michael Cleos Chin. Tubi, The Wages of Sin. So go stream that. It's free to stream. You don't even need an account to stream it. It's all on the smart TVs, and if you got a computer, you go to TubiTV.com. You got a phone, download the Tubi app. Go stream The Wages of Sin. Yeah.